Deconverted Man here. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the comments I've gotten on the Teldar versus Steve Shines versus me versus Steve Shines Bad Logic video. Wow. First of all, Teldar himself, he is a guy. He's a guy deer. Wait, deers are female. Wouldn't he be a buck then? Unless he's like a transgender. Anyways, whatever. Teldar did post a text comment in response to this video. So thanks, Teldar, and you go up the ladder of social integrity, and the other guy keeps going down because he didn't respond. So I thought it was nice that he took the time and energy to try to answer some, if not all, of the questions I asked, and he even seemed to be very thoughtful. He's like, I had to re-edit this. This is going to go on forever. Maybe I do a video about this. I don't know. But he's kind of like, I really want to answer these questions because they're good questions, and I could see the effort there, and I could tell that it was something that really he wanted to do something about. Now, I don't know if he'll do a video or not about it. That's up to him. I'm satisfied with what answers he provided, but it might be of interest to other people to lay out his positions on X, Y, and Z so that he can just refer people to a video and be like, here they are. Or even maybe he could do like a Google document and just share that link in his videos. Be like, here's my views on X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z, whatever. I don't know. So I've gotten 3 categories of people other than Teldar, because Teldar is a deer, and so he's not a human. But again, he would be a buck if he's male. It's just going to destroy my brain the more I think about it. Anyways, group 1 is kind words, so people say nice stuff. That's great. Group 2 is criticism, both constructive criticism and just kind of criticism, like, you didn't say Steve Shine's name right. I don't care. I don't say lots of things right. And you didn't spell his name right. Yeah, I don't care. I spell things wrong. It happens. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to say his name wrong, and I didn't mean to spell his name wrong. And you know what? It's too late. That's the way it is. It's just going to stay that way because it's funnier, and I don't care enough to change it, so, oh well. But constructive criticism was also offered here and there, and actually one person corrected me and told me the time index where I flubbed, and I put in an annotation to fix that flub. So that was good for them. Grateful for that, and I'm willing to correct errors if I make them. So both of those, good, criticism, constructive criticism, there is a difference, but we're not going to get into that. Well, maybe a little bit. Okay, I lied. Constructive criticism is, you did X wrong, and here's how you can fix that by doing Y. Okay? Criticism is just, you did X wrong. Okay, there you go. Moving on. The third category would have been trolls, I guess. People trying to catch me in some sort of verbal paradox, or find out that I'm a hypocrite, or can you do this thing that's completely impossible to do, or going off on some weird, bizarre, logical tangent to try to trap me. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to fall for that, so I'm just going to show you where you went wrong in your logic, and that's going to be the end of that. And that's pretty much what I've done with those comments when I see them. But some of them are just really weird. Like, this might have not been on this video, but on the other video, that was the Teldar video in response to me. I'm not sure at this point because it's just so much to follow. But at any rate, they were like, well, what's the purpose of teaching informal logic? Like, you're not gonna prove that person's stupid by doing that. And I'm like, well, what? It doesn't matter if the person is dumb or not dumb. That's irrelevant, because all that matters is their argument, okay? It might be the most despicable person ever to have existed, period. But that doesn't negate whatever possible arguments or ideas they might have to offer the rest of us. We have to separate that. And the same goes for an organization, okay? An organization just might be despicable, but it might have a point to make on this particular subject. So we have to look at the argument independent of the group or the individual that made that argument. That's just how it works. That's how informal logic works. And if you don't see the value in it, I can't help you, because there's it's logic. Why? Blah. Yeah, it's important. If you don't think it's important, then what could I say to you? I could try to argue that it was important, but the only way I can do that is use informal logic, so there's nothing I can do. So you get to be skeptical of everything, I guess. Good luck. That's all I can do for that person. Somebody said, prove that the Holocaust happened using science. What the bleep? No, I wasn't asking that Steve Shines prove this scientifically. One. Secondly, this red herring, because we're not talking about the Holocaust. We're talking about the men's rights movement. So let's stay on topic. And so it's a straw man and a red herring, and we're just not gonna play that game. But nice try though. Try harder though, because I kind of know a little bit about logic. And a few other things like that were just kind of trollish in nature, trying to get me into some sort of verbal paradox or what have you. But unfortunately for those trolls, I know logic, so it doesn't work. They tried though. They really did. And what's funny, also on kind of a side note, I got a theist commenting on my description part of my page, and I thought, oh, this is connected to the video. No, and then I looked at his stuff more closely. I was like, oh no, he's done this before. He's trying to pass off the shroud of Turin as evidence for Jesus. No one takes that seriously. Even Answers in Genesis is against it. The worst bottom of the barrel thing you could have is like, no to the shroud. So why would you think that that's a thing? But it wasn't related to this video. It was just kind of a weird thing that also was bad logic. On another note, somebody was asking me to prove that God doesn't exist, and so I said that you can't do that. It's a universal negative. You can't prove that a lot of things don't exist. It doesn't matter. It's just not how it works. And then they basically came back with, well, I already, my point is you can't use logic on either of them, which is something that you need to show that's true with empirical evidence, repeatable tests, or with a logically coherent argument, which he didn't have. So I'm like, well, you basically you asked me an irrelevant question. Now I know it's irrelevant because you had your answer in mind already. So are you willing to challenge your own idea that you already had coming into this? Because you said you wanted a discussion, but really it's, I want to make sure that I'm right, and I want to try to make you wrong, which is not how debate functions, by the way. And if we're going to have a debate, then that's fine. But you said you wanted to have a conversation, which isn't a debate, so you need to decide what the bleep you want to do. Again, logic. It's just logic. I don't know. So that's just, I'm just throwing logic at stuff until it sticks, and that's what I do, and that's all I care about. I could make more feminist MRAs type of videos and just keep getting tons of views, but I'm not gonna, because that's not my thing. I'll do it if it comes across my path and it's something I can comment on, like with this. It was just so... It needed to be commented on because it was just so disingenuous and so intellectually vacant to do this. It really is. And it does prove that not all atheists are skeptics. Not all atheists are critically minded. And so we have to ensure that we're willing and able to question whatever it is we hold most dear, every single idea that we have, that we're willing and able to question that. And if we find something that is hard for us to do that to, then we need to really start questioning that as much as we can and get people to help us to do it, and read about it and look up info about it and do whatever we can to prove it wrong if possible. Okay? What else? So that was the trolls, whatever. Unless somebody spams or does just hate speech, I'm not going to block anyone. It's just not my thing. A couple people added me to Facebook, whatever. I don't really use Facebook, but when I do use it, I might say hi. Don't expect anything because I don't really use it that much. And last but not least, for full transparency, as somebody said, I'm so transparent you can almost see through me. Wouldn't that be a given if I was transparent? If I was transparent, by the way, completely, I would be blind because there would be nothing for the light to hit, so my eyeballs at least would have to not be transparent. I don't know what else would have to be not transparent for me to see, but I know that my eyeballs would have to be visible, so that's a thing. What was I saying? I don't know. Did it involve lobsters? Probably did. Oh, transparency, right. I added Patreon. I've sold out. Yes, I added Patreon, and it's at the bottom of the links for that video. Hey, why not? You got 7,000 views. Maybe I'll make some money on it. I don't know. I've had PayPal up for like ages. Nobody... Well, okay, I don't want to say nobody's throwing money at me, because that would be totally wrong. People have thrown money at me, and they're awesome. Like, everyone that's ever thrown money at me is the most awesome person in the world. What I mean to say is, as far as I know, no one has used that PayPal button that's on my page to send me money. But maybe they have, so I don't know. But the Patreon thing is another way to send me money if you want to. So if you want to, it's there, and if you don't, that's cool, whatever. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I just want to be fully transparent. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm selling out, and I feel bad. Please don't hate me. Okay, you can hate me if you want, but still send me money if you can or want to. Obviously, if you don't or can't, then don't. But whatever. I don't know. Penguins. What? So that's that. I can't respond to every single one of your comments, but I'm doing my due diligence to try to respond to most of them and to at least read all of them, hopefully. I mean, I might have missed a few here or there. This is tough. This is a lot of comments to go through. I haven't had something this big since Questions We Ask Creationist videos, so it's been a while. But I do appreciate it, and I hope that you'll stick around for other videos that I'm doing. I have a video series, the ABC of Apologetics. That's kind of an entry-level course for the very basic bare minimum of what you need to know about Christian apologetics in order to get you started on being prepared to deal with it. I'm also, of course, I'm now 2 Sundays behind on 1 Minute Skeptic. I have an hour-long plus conversation to try to edit down, and that one's just the nightmare that won't end. And then I have other ones too. So it's going to be like 3 1 Minute Skeptics in a row this coming Sunday if I can get on the ball with it. I'm also starting another video series that will be the end of me for sure. It will be my certain doom, because like it's horrible. It's like everything I hate it. I just hate it. I hate everything about it. But I'm getting help with that one, so that might not spell the end of me completely. That's all I've got, I guess. Lobsters exist. If you have questions, comments, concerns, complaints, other Q words to add, put them in the comment section below. Comment section also starts with a Q now. So put number Q down there, and I'll add my Patreon to the thing, because I'm selling out. Might as well. Whatever. I don't know. Oh, in case you're wondering why it's green, I don't have my curtain up. I have a blanket instead. So that's kind of why it's green. Or weird color in here, at any rate. Now you're wondering why I have a blanket up. But I'm not going to answer that question.